Stronger muscles after 60 starts with this super seed. More protein than eggs. Have you ever noticed how something as simple as getting out of a chair feels harder than it used to? Or how climbing a few stairs leaves your legs shaky and your heart racing? If so, you're not alone, and what you're experiencing might be part of a natural, but often overlooked, process of aging. After the age of 60, many adults begin to lose muscle mass gradually, often without realizing it. This condition is known as sarcopenia, and it affects not just strength, but also balance, mobility, and overall quality of life. But here's the surprising part. New research and traditional wisdom have pointed to a few remarkable natural foods that can help the body fight back. One of them is a tiny seed that contains more usable protein than an egg, and it may be one of the simplest ways to support your muscles, joints, and energy levels as you age. In today's video, we'll explore 5 powerful plant-based foods, all backed by science, that are easy to add to your daily meals. These are not miracle cures or expensive supplements. They're accessible, natural options that could help you feel stronger, move better, and age with greater independence. We'll also share practical ways to use them, personal stories from real people, and a clear plan to help you protect your muscle health starting today. So stay with us, because this small step could make a big difference in how you move, feel, and live every day. Understanding sarcopenia, the silent threat to strength and independence. Let's talk honestly for a moment about something most doctors don't mention during your annual checkup, even though it affects nearly every one of us as we age. It's called sarcopenia. That might sound like a complicated medical term, but it's actually quite simple. Sarcopenia is just the name for age-related muscle loss. And it doesn't hit you all at once. It's not dramatic. In fact, it starts quietly, often in your 50s or 60s, and creeps in little by little. You might just feel a little weaker getting out of bed, or notice that your arms get tired carrying groceries. Then one day, you need help standing up from the couch. That's sarcopenia. It's subtle, but powerful. The numbers don't lie. Here's what we know from research. After age 60, the average person loses about 3 to 8% of their muscle mass every decade. And the rate can accelerate after age 70. Now think about that. If you're in your 70s or 80s, you could be operating at half the muscle strength you had in your 40s, even if you've stayed active. And this matters. Muscle isn't just about biceps or looking fit. Muscle means stability, mobility, and protection. When muscle disappears, you tire out faster. You lose balance more easily. You're at greater risk of falls, fractures, and loss of independence. And even daily things, like cooking, walking to the mailbox, or standing in the shower, can become real challenges. Diet. More critical than you think. Here's the part most people, even some health professionals, underestimate. Your diet plays a massive role in muscle preservation. Yes, movement and strength exercises help. But your muscles need the right fuel to survive and thrive, and that starts with protein. But not just any protein. As we age, the body becomes less efficient at processing and using the protein we eat. That means you may need more protein, and better protein, than you did when you were younger, even if you eat the same. And here's where quality matters. There's a difference between incomplete and complete proteins. Complete proteins give your body all 9 essential amino acids, the building blocks your muscles absolutely need. These are found in animal foods like eggs, meat, and dairy, but also in some powerful plant-based sources that are surprisingly overlooked. And today, we're going to focus on those, the seeds, leaves, and grains that offer high-quality, muscle-building protein with added benefits like anti-inflammatory fats, iron, and magnesium. Next, we'll dive into those 5 natural foods that not only supply complete protein, but also fight inflammation, improve recovery, and support bone health. You may even have one of them in your kitchen already. So stay with me, because this is where the real muscle-boosting journey begins. Real food, real results. 5 natural ways to rebuild strength after 60. Now, let me be clear right up front. What I'm about to share with you is not a miracle pill. And it's definitely not part of the latest health trend or celebrity diet. You won't find these solutions in flashy ads or overpriced supplement bottles. What you will find are 5 natural, powerful, Science-backed plant-based foods, simple things you can buy in any health store or even online, that, when added to your daily meals, can change the way you move, feel, and age. These foods are small, but they are mighty. They help your body build muscle, reduce inflammation, and fuel your energy, all without burdening your digestion or breaking the bank. And here's the best part. They're not complicated. You don't need a PhD in nutrition to use them. In fact, most of these can be added with just a spoon, into oatmeal, a smoothie, or your salad, and you're already on your way. Now, I want to set honest expectations. These aren't quick fixes. They won't give you the legs of a 25-year-old overnight. But I've seen it again and again in my practice, older adults who felt weak and discouraged. Start walking stronger, getting out of chairs easier, even gardening again, just by making these small, consistent changes. And I say this not as someone who read it in a book, but as a doctor who's worked with hundreds of older patients, right in my own clinic, over the last 3 decades. So if you're ready to give your body what it's been quietly asking for, if you want to feel stronger, steadier, and more capable, then stay with me. Because in the next part of this video, I'll walk you through these 5 natural superfoods one by one, how they work, what makes them special, and exactly how to use them in real life. Let's start with one of the most underrated muscle builders of all time. A humble seed that packs more complete protein than an egg. Let's talk about hemp seeds. 1. Hemp seeds, the underrated muscle fuel. Let's begin with a little powerhouse you might have seen in your grocery store's health aisle but probably walked right past. Hemp seeds. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Wait, hemp? Isn't that related to marijuana? Let's clear that up right away. Myth busting first. Hemp is not marijuana. Hemp seeds come from the same plant family as cannabis. But they do not contain THC, the chemical that causes a high. You will not get intoxicated. You will not fail a drug test. And you absolutely can benefit from the powerful nutrition that these tiny seeds offer. In fact, if we're talking about muscle health, hemp seeds are one of the most complete, bioavailable plant-based protein sources on Earth. Complete protein and more. Here's the science. Just 3 tablespoons of hemp seeds, that's about 30 grams, deliver nearly 10 grams of complete protein. What makes that special? Unlike many plant foods, hemp seeds contain all 9 essential amino acids, the ones your body can't make on its own, and that are critical for muscle repair and maintenance. That's what we call a complete protein, and it's something many seniors miss out on, especially those who are eating less meat or digesting it poorly. But hemp doesn't stop there. It also has an ideal balance of omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids, in about a 1:3 ratio. These healthy fats help reduce inflammation in your joints and muscles, improve blood flow to your tissues, support heart health, and even boost your nervous system, helping your reflexes stay sharp and reducing your risk of falls. Plus, hemp seeds are rich in magnesium, which helps muscles contract and relax properly, and iron, which keeps your red blood cells working hard to carry oxygen to your muscles during activity. Real life story. Meet George, age 74. I want to share a quick story with you. George, one of my longtime patients, came in for his annual checkup at 74. He's active, but he'd been feeling sluggish. His legs would shake going upstairs, and he had to use both hands just to get off the couch. We didn't turn to medications. Instead, we looked at his breakfast. He started adding 2 tablespoons of hemp seeds to his morning oatmeal. That's it, nothing fancy. 3 months later, he walked into my office grinning. "Doc," he said, "I climbed 2 flights of stairs last week and didn't even touch the rail." That's the kind of progress I see when people start feeding their muscles what they truly need. How to use hemp seeds. One of the reasons I recommend hemp so often is that it's incredibly easy to use. Here are a few ways to try it. Sprinkle 2 to 3 tablespoons on oatmeal or Greek yogurt for a power breakfast. Add to smoothies with banana, almond milk, and a bit of cinnamon. Toss into salads, soup, or even sandwich spreads for extra protein and crunch. Bake into homemade granola or protein bites. They have a mild, nutty flavor, not too strong, so they blend right in without overpowering other ingredients. And for those of you with sensitive stomachs, Hemp seeds are very easy to digest, even if you have GI issues or trouble with beans and lentils. Quick recap. Why hemp seeds matter for seniors. Complete protein. Supports muscle repair and growth. Omega-3s. Fight inflammation. Improve circulation. Magnesium and iron. Fuel muscle contractions and endurance. Easily digestible. Great for older adults. Simple to use, no prep. No hassle. Hemp seeds aren't trendy. They're timeless. They've been used for thousands of years in ancient cultures for strength and recovery, and they're finally getting the attention they deserve in modern science. So the next time you're looking at breakfast, don't just think, what's easy? Think, what's going to help my legs stay strong, my steps stay steady, and my days stay independent? Hemp seeds may be small, but every spoonful is an investment in your strength and vitality. 2. Sacha Inchi, the Incan warrior's fuel. Now let's turn to another little-known gem in the world of plant-based nutrition, a seed once treasured by ancient warriors in the mountains of Peru. It's called Sacha Inchi, also known as the Inca peanut. You've probably never heard of it. Most people haven't. But what if I told you this small, star-shaped seed could fight muscle loss, reduce joint pain, and even improve your mood and sleep? It may sound too good to be true, but modern science is finally catching up to what the Incan civilization already knew. This is more than just food, it's a functional, healing fuel, a legacy of strength. Sacha Inchi seeds were used by Incan warriors before long marches and battles. They believed the seeds gave them stamina, strength, and mental clarity. And today, we know why. Just 1 ounce, about 28 grams, of Sacha Inchi provides around 8 to 9 grams of complete protein, more omega-3 fatty acids than almost any other plant seed, and powerful antioxidants like vitamin E. That's a nutritional trifecta for older adults. Fighting muscle loss and joint pain. Let's break that down. The protein in Sacha Inchi is complete. It includes all 9 essential amino acids, which your body needs to build and maintain muscle mass. That makes it an excellent alternative for anyone who has trouble digesting meat or dairy. But the real magic is in the omega-3s. These fatty acids help reduce chronic inflammation in joints and muscles, improve neuromuscular signaling, which helps your reflexes stay sharp, and prevent stiffness and spasms, especially during cold weather or after periods of inactivity. For anyone dealing with arthritis, sore knees, or morning stiffness, this seed can be a game changer. Patient story. Maria's comeback. Let me tell you about Maria. One of my patients, age 68, recently retired, and an avid gardener. She came to see me because her knees were in constant pain, and she was thinking about giving up gardening, the one activity that brought her peace and joy. Instead of prescribing pain meds, we adjusted her snacks. Maria started eating a small handful of dry roasted Sacha Inchi seeds every afternoon, in place of her usual crackers. After just a few weeks, her knees felt less stiff, her grip strength improved, and she told me, "Doctor, I'm back in the dirt pulling weeds, and loving every minute." Her joy came back, not from pills, but from plants. How to add Sacha Inchi to your diet. Sacha Inchi seeds are mild and nutty, similar in taste to roasted peanuts, but lighter, and much easier on digestion. Here are a few ways to try them. Eat a handful as a snack in the afternoon, especially instead of chips or cookies. Sprinkle on vegetable salads or quinoa bowls. Add to Greek yogurt, oatmeal, or trail mix. Use the cold-pressed Sacha Inchi oil as a salad dressing base, just don't cook it at high heat. They're also less allergenic than peanuts or tree nuts, making them a safer choice for many people. The hidden bonus. Mood and sleep. What surprises most people is that Sacha Inchi isn't just about muscles and joints. It also contains tryptophan, an amino acid your body uses to make serotonin, the feel-good chemical that helps regulate mood and sleep. So if you've been feeling a little down, restless at night, or mentally foggy during the day, this simple seed may offer quiet support from the inside out. Quick recap. Why Sacha Inchi is a muscle saver. Complete protein, with all essential amino acids. Rich in omega-3s, among the highest in any seed. High in vitamin E, for antioxidant muscle protection. Supports joint flexibility, reduces stiffness and pain. Mood and sleep support, via tryptophan. Light, nutty flavor, easy to add to everyday meals. Sasha Inchi may be new to the Western world, but it's been a sacred food for centuries in South America. And for good reason. If you're looking for a natural way to restore strength, soothe joints, and feel more like yourself again, this seed might just be the warrior fuel your body has been asking for. Next up, we go green. Let's explore moringa, the miracle tree that's helping seniors boost energy, immunity, and strength, all in one simple scoop. 3. Moringa, the green miracle for strength and vitality. Let's take a moment to appreciate one of the most extraordinary plants in the natural world. A tree so rich in nutrients and healing compounds that many cultures call it the miracle tree. That tree is Moringa oleifera. For centuries, moringa has been used in traditional medicine from Africa to South Asia. But today, modern science is confirming what those cultures have long known. This leafy green powder could be one of the most powerful natural tools to help older adults maintain muscle, fight fatigue, reduce inflammation, and even protect immunity. And it's all packed into one simple scoop. A nutritional powerhouse, especially for seniors. When we look at what most older adults are missing, the answer usually includes iron, calcium, vitamin A, vitamin K, and yes, protein. Believe it or not, moringa provides all of these in just one food. In fact, 100 grams of dried moringa powder contains about 27 grams of protein. That's more than an equivalent serving of eggs, and again, it's a complete protein, which is incredibly rare for a plant source. It also contains 7 times more vitamin C than oranges, 4 times more calcium than milk, 25 times more iron than spinach. Now, of course, no one's eating 100 grams a day, and you don't need to. Even 1 or 2 teaspoons a day can make a meaningful difference in how your body feels and functions. Story. Barbara's journey back to energy. Let me tell you about Barbara, a 72-year-old widow who came to me a few years ago. After losing her husband, she'd lost more than just her partner. She lost her appetite, her energy, and her will to move. Every time she tried to walk more than a few minutes, her legs would ache. Her blood work showed signs of iron deficiency and borderline anemia. She was also experiencing frequent colds and fatigue. Instead of turning straight to supplements, we started with food. I introduced her to moringa powder, just 1 teaspoon blended into her morning smoothie with almond milk, banana, and a splash of flax oil. 3 weeks later, she returned with a smile. "Doc," she said, "I walked to the park this week. Twice. No bench needed." Her energy came back, her immune system got stronger, her labs improved, and the sparkle returned to her eyes. All because we nourished her body from within. Anti-inflammatory and antioxidant effects. Beyond its vitamin and mineral content, moringa is rich in antioxidants, like quercetin and chlorogenic acid, which help reduce inflammation throughout the body. That matters, especially for aging muscles. When we're young, inflammation is part of the healing process. But as we age, chronic low-grade inflammation can cause more harm than good, leading to muscle breakdown, joint pain, and fatigue. Moringa helps to calm that storm, protecting muscle fibers, soothing joint tissue, and improving recovery after physical activity, even something as simple as cleaning the house or walking the dog. How to use moringa. The beauty of moringa is how convenient and flexible it is. Here are a few simple ways to use it. Blend 1 teaspoon into your morning smoothie with banana, almond milk, and flaxseed oil, a healthy fat that helps your body absorb fat-soluble vitamins like A and K. Stir into vegetable soup or lentil stew for added nutrition. Sprinkle onto salads, roasted vegetables, or hummus. Mix with a little honey and lemon in warm water for a soothing drink. Start slow. Just 1/2 teaspoon a day if you're new to it, and increase gradually as your body adjusts. Choose pure, organic moringa powder whenever possible to avoid contaminants and ensure maximum potency. Extra benefits for mind and mood. Here's something most people don't know. Moringa may also support brain health and emotional well-being. Its antioxidants help protect brain cells from age-related damage, and its natural compounds may support mental clarity, mood stability, and even better sleep. For older adults dealing with low energy or cloudy thinking, moringa can offer gentle, steady support, not like caffeine spikes and crashes, but like a sustained, quiet flame of vitality. Quick recap. Why moringa is a game changer for seniors. Complete plant protein, with all essential amino acids, rich in iron, calcium, vitamins A, C, and K. Powerful antioxidants, fight inflammation and fatigue. Immune support, helps prevent frequent illness. Easy to digest and absorb, ideal for sensitive systems. Mental and mood benefits, natural support for clarity and calm. Whether you're recovering from loss, feeling low on energy, or simply want to maintain your strength and freedom, moringa can be a trusted ally. It's not just food, it's nourishment for your muscles, bones, and spirit. Coming up next, we'll explore a more familiar food, one that's been around for centuries but often overlooked in the muscle health conversation. Firm tofu. It's gentle on your system, rich in complete protein, and surprisingly powerful for your bones and heart. Let's take a look. 4. Firm tofu, the gentle giant for seniors. Let's talk about a food that's been a staple in Asian diets for over 2,000 years, yet is still underrated in Western kitchens when it comes to senior health. I'm talking about firm tofu. Tofu doesn't get the spotlight it deserves. It's soft, it's plain, it's quiet, but don't let that fool you. This humble block of soy can be a powerful ally in your fight against muscle loss, brittle bones, and chronic inflammation. And best of all, it's easy on digestion, low cost, and versatile enough for nearly any meal. Complete protein without the heavy lifting. Let's start with protein. 100 grams of firm tofu contains about 8 grams of complete protein, meaning it includes all 9 essential amino acids your body needs to build and repair muscle. Unlike many plant foods, tofu gives you the same protein quality as meat or eggs, but without the cholesterol, without the saturated fat, and without the strain on your kidneys or gut. That's a big deal for seniors, especially those managing high cholesterol, hypertension, kidney sensitivity, or sluggish digestion. Tofu offers a gentle, effective solution, nourishing your muscles without stressing your system. Bill's story. From bacon to balance. Let me tell you about Bill, a retired truck driver in his late 60s. He loved his breakfast, bacon, eggs, and white toast, but his cholesterol was climbing, and he had started feeling more fatigued after short walks. He also had early signs of osteopenia, the stage before osteoporosis. We didn't go extreme. We just swapped his bacon with a simple tofu scramble, seasoned with turmeric, black pepper, and a pinch of garlic salt. He also added stir-fried tofu with veggies twice a week for dinner. 6 months later, his labs improved, his energy returned, and he told me proudly, "Doc, I haven't touched a cane in months." Tofu helped him feel stronger, from the inside out. Bone health, hormones, and isoflavones. Tofu isn't just about muscle. It's also great for your bones. That's because it's a fantastic source of calcium, especially when it's made using calcium sulfate, a common coagulant used in firm tofu. Calcium supports bone density, muscle contractions, nerve signaling. But tofu also contains soy isoflavones, natural plant compounds that act like mild estrogens in the body. Now, don't let the word estrogen worry you. For postmenopausal women, isoflavones can reduce hot flashes, help preserve bone mass, ease joint inflammation. For men, moderate soy intake does not harm testosterone levels. In fact, studies show that tofu may even help lower blood pressure and support heart health in older men. Simple ways to enjoy tofu. One reason I recommend tofu is because it's so adaptable. You don't have to be a gourmet chef. Here are a few easy ways to add firm tofu into your routine. Tofu scramble. Crumble and cook with olive oil, turmeric, onions, and spinach for a protein-rich breakfast. Stir fry. Cube and sauté with broccoli, mushrooms, bell peppers, and a splash of low-sodium soy sauce. Tofu steak. Pan-sear thick slices and serve with a side of quinoa or roasted sweet potato. Cold tofu snack. Serve chilled slices with sesame oil, soy sauce, and green onions. Tofu soaks up flavor like a sponge. You can season it to taste savory, spicy, even sweet. And if you're not sure where to start, try baking tofu until golden and slightly crispy. It's easy, low effort, and delicious. Quick recap. Why firm tofu works for seniors. Complete protein, essential for maintaining muscle mass. High in absorbable calcium, supports bone strength. Contains isoflavones, hormone balance and joint support. Cholesterol-free, heart-healthy, suitable for hypertension and diabetes. Gentle on digestion, great for sensitive stomachs. Versatile and affordable, easy to prepare and enjoy. If you've been looking for a meat alternative that's gentle yet powerful, firm tofu may be the solution you didn't know you needed. It's a quiet giant, humble, but strong, and it can help you build meals that nourish your muscles, protect your bones, and support your health well into your 70s, 80s, and beyond. Up next, we're heading back in time again, this time to South America, where we'll uncover an ancient grain that's not really a grain at all, but might just be the best substitute for rice you've ever tried. Let's talk about quinoa. 5. Quinoa, the ancient grain that outperforms rice. Let's wrap up this powerful list with a tiny seed that often gets mistaken for a grain, but offers so much more than your average bowl of rice. I'm talking about quinoa, pronounced quinoa, a staple of the ancient Incan diet. Known as the mother of all grains. But here's the truth. Quinoa isn't really a grain at all. It's technically a seed, and nutritionally, it outperforms almost every other grain on the shelf, especially when it comes to muscle health, blood sugar control, and digestion. Muscle power in a tiny seed. Most grains, like rice, wheat, and corn, are incomplete proteins. That means they're missing one or more essential amino acids your body needs to build muscle. But quinoa is a complete protein, delivering all 9 essential amino acids, including lysine, which plays a critical role in muscle repair and growth. Lysine is often missing in plant-based diets, but quinoa's got it covered. 1 cup of cooked quinoa gives you around 8 grams of complete protein, 5 grams of fiber, a powerful dose of magnesium, potassium, iron, and calcium. That's a combination tailor-made for older adults who need strength, stamina, and steady energy. Helen's story. From cramps to confidence. Let me tell you about Helen, a 70-year-old woman who came to me with 2 major complaints. Sudden blood sugar spikes, especially after lunch, and persistent leg cramps at night. She had been eating a lot of white rice and white bread, both of which cause sharp glucose fluctuations and don't offer much nutritional value. We made one small change. She swapped white rice for quinoa at lunch and dinner. We added a bit of olive oil and steamed greens. Nothing fancy. Within a month, her blood sugar levels smoothed out, and best of all, her nighttime leg cramps disappeared. She felt steadier, clearer, more confident. Sometimes, just one swap can ripple into everything. Why quinoa works so well for seniors. Let's break down the nutrients that make quinoa ideal for people over 60. Magnesium helps muscles relax and prevents spasms. Potassium supports nerve signaling and reduces fatigue. Calcium needed for both bones and muscle contraction. Iron delivers oxygen to muscles, reducing dizziness and weakness. B vitamins, like B6 and folate, support nerve health and energy metabolism. Fiber improves digestion and promotes healthy blood sugar levels. Together, these nutrients help your body move more easily, recover faster, and stay energized throughout the day, without the crashes that come from refined carbs. And for those managing type 2 diabetes or prediabetes, quinoa is a game changer. It has a low to medium glycemic index, meaning it releases sugar slowly, keeping energy levels steady and preventing sugar spikes and crashes. How to cook and enjoy quinoa. Cooking quinoa is simple, and it takes less than 15 minutes. Here's how. Rinse the seeds thoroughly under cold water to remove the natural coating called saponin, which can taste bitter. Use a 2-to-1 water to quinoa ratio. Bring to a boil, then cover and simmer for about 12 to 15 minutes, or until the grains become translucent and the tail curls out. Now for the fun part. How to enjoy it. Breakfast bowl. Quinoa cooked with almond milk, a spoonful of moringa powder, and sliced banana. Lunch power bowl. quinoa with grilled tofu, leafy greens, roasted carrots, and a drizzle of olive oil. Cold salad. Mix with cucumber, cherry tomatoes, avocado, and lemon juice for a light dinner. Soup booster. Stir into vegetable soup for added protein and texture. It has a nutty, mild flavor and pairs beautifully with both savory and slightly sweet dishes. Quick recap. Why quinoa deserves a spot on your plate. Complete plant-based protein, rare among grains. Rich in magnesium, potassium, calcium, and iron. Supports steady blood sugar, great for diabetics. Improves digestion. High in fiber and gentle on the gut. Strengthens muscles and bones, ideal for aging bodies. Easy to cook and incredibly versatile. Quinoa isn't just a trend. It's a timeless food, one that fueled an ancient civilization and can now fuel your next walk, your next stretch, your next strong, independent day. When you make choices like this, choosing foods that nourish your body from the inside out, you're not just eating. You're investing in your ability to move, to live, and to thrive. And remember, it's never too late to feel strong again. How to build a stronger body one simple meal at a time. Now that we've explored these 5 incredible superfoods, hemp seeds, soya inchi, moringa, tofu, and quinoa, the next question is, how do you actually use them? Let me say this clearly. You don't need to overhaul your entire diet overnight. You don't need to give up your favorite meals. What you do need is a simple, sustainable way to fit these foods into your everyday life, in a way that feels easy, enjoyable, and natural. So let me walk you through a sample daily plan, a realistic one that I've shared with many of my patients over the years. This isn't a strict menu. It's a rhythm, a flexible framework that supports your strength, energy, and independence. Morning, rebuild while you wake up. Start your day with fuel, not just food. Here's a nutrient-dense, easy-to-digest breakfast that's perfect for aging muscles and minds. Oatmeal plus hemp seeds plus banana plus moringa smoothie. 1/2 cup of cooked oats, or overnight oats. 2 tablespoons of hemp seeds. 1 banana. 1 teaspoon of moringa powder. 1 cup unsweetened almond milk. 1 teaspoon flaxseed oil, for better nutrient absorption. Benefits. Complete protein to feed your muscles. Iron, potassium, and antioxidants to fight fatigue. Healthy fats to reduce inflammation. A gentle energy lift without caffeine crashes. This combo is light on the stomach, heavy on the nutrients, and it sets the tone for a steady, strong day. Lunch, power plus protection. By midday, your body is ready to refuel. Here's how to do it wisely. Tofu stir fry plus quinoa plus greens. 1/2 to 1 cup cooked quinoa. 3 to 4 ounces of firm tofu, pan-seared or baked. A generous serving of steamed or sautéed greens, spinach, bok choy, or kale. A drizzle of olive or sesame oil. Optional. Add herbs like ginger, garlic, or turmeric for extra anti-inflammatory benefit. Why it works. Protein for repair, calcium and magnesium for bones and muscle function. Fiber to support digestion, steady carbs for sustained energy. This is your anchor meal, something that powers your afternoon and leaves you feeling nourished, not sluggish. Afternoon snack, calm energy, not empty calories. This is where many people fall into the cookie trap, reaching for something sweet to fight off fatigue. But here's a better way. Soya inchi handful plus herbal tea. 1 small handful, about 1 ounce, of soya inchi seeds. A warm cup of caffeine-free tea, chamomile, ginger, or mint. Optional. A slice of orange or a small piece of dark chocolate. Person in lotus position. What this does. Curbs cravings with protein and healthy fats. Fights inflammation and joint pain. Supports mood and even better sleep later. It's satisfying without being heavy, and it gives your body exactly what it needs during the midday dip. Dinner, light, restful, and restorative. Dinner shouldn't be a heavy burden. It should help your body unwind, heal, and prepare for sleep. Try this. Light soup or chilled tofu plus quinoa salad. Option 1. A bowl of veggie soup with moringa powder stirred in, 1/2 teaspoon. A slice of whole grain toast or rice cracker on the side. Option 2. Chilled tofu cubes with sesame oil, soy sauce, and scallions. A quinoa salad with cucumbers, tomatoes, olive oil, and lemon juice. Benefits: low glycemic, easy to digest, keeps blood sugar stable overnight, provides protein for overnight muscle repair, calming and anti-inflammatory to ease into restful sleep. A word about hydration and kidneys. No meal plan is complete without this reminder. Drink water throughout the day. Aim for 6 to 8 glasses unless your doctor has placed you on fluid restriction. Dehydration is a silent enemy. It worsens fatigue, slows digestion, and stresses your kidneys. And speaking of kidneys, as we age, our kidney function naturally becomes less efficient. That's why we want to keep sodium intake low. Choose low sodium sauces. Avoid processed meats and packaged snacks. Flavor with herbs, spices, lemon, or vinegar instead of salt. This not only protects your kidneys, but also helps control blood pressure, prevent swelling, and reduce your risk of heart issues. Keep it simple. One small habit at a time. You don't need to memorize this plan. You don't even need to follow it perfectly. Just ask yourself, which one of these meals feels easiest to try this week? Start there, then build. Because when it comes to long-term strength and independence, it's not about doing everything perfectly. It's about doing one small thing consistently. And every time you scoop those seeds, stir in that powder, or swap white rice for quinoa, you're not just feeding your body. You're protecting your freedom, your balance, your dignity. Why small changes lead to big wins. Let's take a moment to talk not just about what you eat, but how you think about your health. Because after 3 decades of working with older adults, from healthy 60-year-olds to resilient 90-year-olds, I've learned something that no textbook or medical journal ever taught me. And it's this. In 30 years of practice, I've seen one truth again and again. The smallest changes, done consistently, create the biggest difference. It's not about perfection. It's not about going vegan, buying a cabinet full of supplements, or spending hours in the gym. Those things might work for a few people, but for most of us? They're overwhelming, and they don't last. But what does last? Adding 1 tablespoon of hemp seeds to your oatmeal each morning. Swapping white rice for quinoa twice a week. Blending a teaspoon of moringa into your smoothie or soup. Choosing tofu instead of red meat once or twice a week. Grabbing a handful of Sasha Inchi seeds instead of cookies. These are not radical acts. But they're real, and they're repeatable, and that's what creates change. You don't have to overhaul your life overnight. You don't need a complete diet makeover to start seeing progress. In fact, trying to do too much too fast often leads to frustration and quitting. That's why I always tell my patients, just start with a tablespoon. 1 spoonful of protein-packed hemp. 1 scoop of vibrant moringa. 1 cup of quinoa instead of pasta. That's it. Start there. Feel how your body responds. Let your confidence grow naturally. Because when you give your body the right building blocks, even in small amounts, it knows what to do. Muscles repair, energy returns, balance improves, confidence builds, and with every small win, your mindset shifts from, I'm just getting older, to, I'm getting stronger. Health is a daily practice, not a one-time fix. So give yourself permission to take it one step at a time. Give yourself credit for showing up, for watching this video, for caring about your health, for believing in your potential. You're not behind. You're right where you need to be. And every small choice you make moving forward, every spoon, every swap, every sip, is a vote for a stronger, steadier, more independent future. You've got this. And we're with you, every step of the way. Let's bring it all together. As we come to the end of this journey, I want to pause and remind you of what we've just uncovered, not just about food, but about your own potential. Here are the big takeaways. You can prevent sarcopenia. Muscle loss with age is common, but it's not your destiny. With the right nutrition and consistent small steps, you can slow it down, even reverse it. You don't need meat to stay strong. Nature provides everything your body needs, from complete plant proteins to anti-inflammatory nutrients, all in simple, gentle forms that support aging bodies. You deserve to live with strength, dignity, and freedom, not just today, but for years to come. Every step you take toward better nourishment is a step toward living independently, confidently, and on your own terms. So now it's your turn. Comment below. Which of these 5 superfoods will you try first this week? Hemp seeds? Quinoa? Moringa? Let us know. When you share, you don't just commit to yourself, you might inspire someone else. And if this video helped you, even in a small way, don't forget to like, subscribe, and tap the notification bell. Because here on Senior Health Boost, we're not just growing older, we're growing stronger. Together. A personal note before you go. From my heart, as a doctor who has cared for thousands of older adults, I want to leave you with this. You are not alone. Your body has not given up on you. It's simply waiting for you to give it what it needs, one meal, one choice, one day at a time. Aging is not the end of your strength. It's the beginning of a new kind of power, one rooted in wisdom, care, and small, steady victories. In our next episode, we'll dive into the most overlooked vitamin deficiency in older adults, and how it could be quietly draining your energy, weakening your muscles, and affecting your balance. You won't want to miss it. Until then, check out our playlist, More Ways to Age Powerfully, full of videos designed to help you build a stronger, healthier, more independent life, one day at a time. Thank you for watching. Thank you for caring for your health. And thank you for trusting us to walk this path with you. See you in the next video. Stay strong, stay curious, and keep boosting your health.